Hey guys, so I know a lot of you are probably thinking about the presentation coming up and thinking, what are we going to do? She hasn't told us how to give a presentation yet. Here we go. So I've taken my 15-week public speaking course and smashed it down into a short 10-minute presentation to give you guys a better idea of what you can do to be a little bit more confident in your presentations next week. So here is the deal. The very first thing you want to do is to be organized. Okay, what do I mean by be organized? Have an outline. That's the most important thing you can do, whether this is an individual speech or a group speech. You want to make sure that you guys are using an outline to record. So, any good outline has an introduction with an intention grabbing statement, a little bit of background, and a preview of the topics to come. It's got the main points you want to cover, or if this is for a group project, you cover all the things that are on the rubric. And then your conclusion, you kind of give a recap and a sense of closure. So making sure that you have the outline and that you are also practicing with your outline. So it's really important to be organized and to practice. Those are the two things that I tell my public speaking students throughout the whole entire semester. I tell them on day one and I drill it down the rest of the semester. So you guys are in a comm class. It's not public speaking, but you can still benefit from being organized and having your outline and practicing. Try to practice in situations that'll be kind of similar. You want to practice in front of people, like the plant and the dog are here just to be funny, but if you practice it in front of people, it's so much like more awkward than when you have to get in front of a group or when you're practicing with your group mates on your Zoom call, whatever it is. It's not going to be as hard as it is to be practicing right in front of your parents. It's so awkward. So if you can get through practicing out loud verbally with your outline in front of your parents or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever, you're going to be just fine when it comes time to record your final speech or your final presentation. You're going to be great. The whole point of having the outline and practicing is to make sure that you can make eye contact, heavy duty eye contact. That's what I want from you guys. Not that close like I just did, but that's the whole point of having a speech is to have someone that you're performing this for, right? It's not just like Harkins is being a bummer and making you do a speech. It's you have an audience. If I wanted to read about your speech topics, I could just read them. Like the whole point of a performance or a speech is that you're doing this for someone, you have an audience. It's not just me, it's the other members of our class. We all want to see how you can perform this, bring it to life. So that's the whole idea. You make eye contact with the audience, you know what they're up to. You are making a connection with them that really just helps to show that connection. Going back to those principles of nonverbal communication, we've covered that a bit here throughout the semester so far, so keeping that in mind. So for those of you that are doing slide presentations, I encourage you all to view this short video. If you just click Life After Death by PowerPoint in YouTube, this will be the first thing that come up, this video by that guy. I have the free version of Screencast-O-Matic, so I can't play it here, unfortunately, but you all can find that easy enough. So that'll help you know what not to do when creating a slide presentation. Finally, once you have your slides finished, for those of you doing the group project, make sure you practice with your slides. Practice timing yourself. That goes for everyone. That's part of practicing out loud, is just making sure that you're within the time limit. So for those of you doing the individual speech, that's 4 to 5 minutes. Those of you doing the group project, it's about 20 minutes. So just making sure you practice at least one time through to make sure you get your timing down. So create that outline, practice. Are you sick of hearing the word practice yet? I hope not. Don't read straight from your notes. That's kind of the whole point of having notes and practicing with them. If you're still a little bit nervous, I've got a couple more tips for you. So the very number one thing you think you can do, I've already said it a million times, practice. Practice out loud. Don't just go go over it in your head. That doesn't count. Practice saying it out loud, even if it's just you in front of the mirror. The more you do it, the less nervous you're going to feel. I promise you. Also, focus on your ideas, not on people. Everyone is so much more wrapped up in their own minds. They don't care what you're doing, how you sound, if you stutter, if you turn red. Guys, let me tell you some things about myself. I turn red, I stutter, I spit when I talk, and these are all things I can't really control, so I just own them, accept them. And I do public speaking for a living, okay? So if I do those things and I don't have control over those things, think about your own things and just let it go. People don't notice it near as much as you do. So focus on your ideas. You've got great things to say. Stay confident. All right, you got to have that PMA, that positive mental attitude. You really are your own worst critic. So instead of saying, I'm really going to suck, I'm going to crash and burn, my speech is going to be terrible, with an attitude like that, self-fulfilling prophecy, it probably will be. Try to have a more positive mental script, or if you find your brain going down that negative track, just kind of stop it and say, shut up. Be nice to yourself, okay? Nervousness is normal, predictable, and not usually as visible as it seems. Don't seek perfection. That's kind of what I was just saying. It's like, hey, maybe you spit when you talk. People are only going to notice if they're this close to you. So luckily, you guys are all recording your speeches online, so we won't even be able to see that. But a lot of times, it's just, even if you like maybe you have shaky hands or something, just like put them in your pocket, set your notes down, whatever it is, you probably know what your own things are and you know what you have control of and what you don't have control over. Use that, channel it into being like excited. Like, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. That's my go-to when I'm feeling nervous about an upcoming speech. This is something that works for some folks. Work out, go for a run, do some yoga, go for a walk, do whatever you like to do as an outlet. The number one thing you can do to change a bad mood is to work out. I work out 6 days a week, pretty much just for mental health and stability, but do whatever it works for you. Sometimes it just helps get that nervous energy out. If you go for a walk, go for a run, whatever, right before a speech or a presentation or within 12 hours or so. And finally, visualize your success. Tell yourself, like, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna do great, it'll all be over in 24 hours, whatever you have to tell yourself. But you guys are going to be awesome. You've come this far. You've taken this course and you've learned some stuff about communication. So just have faith in yourself, and this presentation is going to go really smoothly, especially if you practice with your outline and take some of these tips. So good luck, guys. You're going to be awesome.